What's up, guys? Jacob Ober here. Today I'm going to give you my full 2019 NBA playoff predictions, going all the way from the first round of the playoffs all the way to the NBA Finals. Every single matchup I will be predicting. And I'll be starting over in the Eastern Conference with the 1 versus the 8 matchup, the Bucks versus the Detroit Pistons. I'm going to take the Bucks in 5 in this one. I like Giannis, and obviously I'm a Bucks fan, so of course I'm not going to pick against the Bucks, who I believe are the best team in the entire NBA this season. We got the 4 versus the 5 in the East, the Celtics versus the Pacers. I really think the Pacers are going to win this series. I have not seen anything from the Celtics that leads me to believe that they will be anything different from what we've seen in the regular season, which to me is a team that has a lot of talent that just cannot ever seem to play together. The Pacers are going to, at the very least, push them to the brink, and I'm going to pick, actually, the Pacers to win in 7. So, Bucks versus Celtics for the second-round matchup there. Moving on down the bracket, we've got 76ers versus the Nets. The 76ers might be without Joel Embiid for the first game of this series. I think this is going to be a tough-fought series. A lot of people have the Sixers going far in the playoffs this year, but, I mean, the Nets, they have been playing pretty well down the stretch, and they've got D'Angelo Russell, and we all know that he can turn it up a notch at any given point. So I do think the Sixers are going to pull this one out. I think they're going to win in 6 games, but the Nets are going to make them sweat a little bit in the first round. Last matchup in the Eastern Conference, Raptors versus the Magic, the 2 versus the 7 seed. I think the Raptors in every way, shape, and form are better than the Magic. At the most, I think this is going to go 5. I think the Raptors are going to end up sweeping them, even though I know that the Magic have beaten the Raptors in the regular season a few times. But so there's my Eastern Conference first round. We're going to move over to the Western Conference for this first round over here. Warriors versus Clippers. I think we all know that the Warriors are probably going to win this one. Obviously, the Warriors, one of the best, most talented teams, not only in the NBA, but in the entire history of the NBA. 4-seed Rockets versus 5-seed Jazz. This is going to be a pretty tough-fought series, but I think that the Rockets are going to pull it out. They have the best player in the series, James Harden, and he's going to be able to will them to a few victories down the stretch. So we got the 3 versus 6 seed now, Trailblazers versus Thunder. I'm going to pick the Thunder to upset the Trailblazers here. The Thunder are a team, I would be scared of the Thunder if I had to face them. They are a very, very good team, especially defensively, three-point shooting as well. They are just a really, really scary team. I'm actually kind of surprised they fell all the way to 6. I remember when they were up in the top 4 in the Western Conference, but of course those 3 to 6 spots in the Western Conference were all pretty close throughout the year. So moving on to the last matchup of the first round here, the Nuggets versus the Spurs. The Spurs might be able to push them to a few more games than the Nuggets might like, but I still think the Nuggets are overall the better team here. I'm going to pick the Nuggets in 6 games there. Moving on to the second round, we have in the Eastern Conference the Bucks versus the Celtics. I am going to take the Bucks in this series. I saw them play the Celtics 3 times in the regular season, and I saw 3 mostly hard-fought games, with the exception of the second one, which was a blowout by Milwaukee. But, I mean, this is going to be a really entertaining series, I'll tell you that. But I think the Bucks are going to get their revenge for last year's Game 7 defeat. They're going to beat the Celtics in 6 games in the second round of the Eastern Conference Finals. Moving on down to the second matchup in the Eastern Conference, we have the 76ers versus the Raptors. This is going to be a very, very, very good series, but I'm going to go with the Raptors. I think the Raptors are a deeper team than the 76ers. I think starting lineup, you compare the starting lineups, I think that the Sixers might have the advantage. But, I mean, the Raptors, they've got a much deeper bench, and they have Kawhi Leonard, who has NBA Finals experience. He's won Finals MVPs before playing against guys like LeBron James. So I'm going to go with the Raptors in that one. Moving on over to the Western Conference here, Rockets versus Warriors. I think this is going to be an entertaining series to watch. Really entertaining, obviously. 2 prolific three-point shooting teams. However, I think the Warriors, like you'd expect, I think that they are the better team top to bottom, so I'm going to go with the Warriors here. But I do think the Rockets will be able to push them to 6 games, so I'll take the Warriors in 6 in this one. Final matchup of the second round here, we've got the Thunder versus the Nuggets. I'm going to go with the Thunder in the upset with this one. I think the Thunder are going to continue their hot streak, and they're going to move on to the conference finals in the West. So our conference finals here, we have the Bucks versus the Raptors and the Warriors versus the Thunder. The Warriors versus the Thunder will start in the Western Conference, change it up a little bit. I think this is also going to be a really, really hard-fought series. But like before, the Warriors, they have Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, DeMarcus Cousins. The list just does not end. And it's going to be overwhelming for the Thunder. I think that the Warriors win in 5 in this one. Over in the Eastern Conference, we have the Bucks versus the Raptors in the conference finals. These are two pretty evenly matched teams, I would say. But I think this is going to be a really, really entertaining series, though. This is one... these are these are the two clear best teams in the Eastern Conference right now. The Raptors kind of struggled a little bit down the stretch, but I still think they are one of the deepest teams in the NBA. Same goes for the Bucks, although they didn't really struggle per se down the stretch. But the Bucks do have the 3-1 series lead against the Raptors in the regular season. And really, when I was watching these two teams play, I honestly felt every time I was watching them play, I felt like the Bucks were the better team. On a neutral court, I feel like the Bucks would win, and the Bucks do have the best player in the series, and they're going to have the home court advantage. So I'm going to go with the Bucks. I think it's going to be a really hard-fought, tough-nosed series, but the Bucks are going to eke out a Game 7 victory and move on to the NBA Finals. So the NBA Finals here, Bucks versus Warriors. Man, this is going to be one heck of a finals. People saying the Bucks are going to lose in 5 or whatever. I don't think so. You know what I think? I think the Bucks win in 7. And here's why. The Bucks, now this is a controversial opinion here, but I think the Bucks have the best player in the NBA right now, and I think they would have the best player in this series. I think I truly, honest to God, think that Giannis's defense makes him better than Kevin Durant. Now, this might be seen as a homer take, but you can go look at the statistics this year. Giannis is the best player in the NBA. He's having a historic season. He is 12th all-time for a single season in player efficiency rating. You got to go look at the stats. Trust me on this. And I honestly think Giannis, a motivated Giannis in the NBA Finals, I think the Bucks are going to end up winning the series. It's going to be a really, really entertaining one, though. And obviously, I could see it going to either team, but I'm going to side with my bias. I'm going to pick with the Bucks, but it's going to be really entertaining, and you can't disagree with that. So I respect anyone else's opinion, though. If you think the Warriors are going to easily beat the Bucks, that's fine. But I'd love to see what you guys think in the comments section below. My final NBA Finals pick is going to be the Bucks over the Warriors in 7 games. The Bucks bringing home their first NBA title since 1971. Leave a comment in the comment section below, though. Like I said, what do you guys think is going to happen in the playoffs? Who do you think is going to be the finals matchup, and who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals? Leave your comment in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.